Stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Vice President of Delivery Management at Do, Hanadi Ayuob.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy here to be taking you through our journey of adopting a knowledge-based organization at Do. For those who are not familiar or haven't heard about Do, Do is a telecom service provider based in UAE with HQ in Dubai. We have celebrated this year 10 years of operation. Our revenue is 12.73 billion dirhams for 2016. We are a multicultural organization with almost 2,000 staff representing 66 different countries. UAE has 2 operators. For years, UAE was on a monopoly until the regulatory telecom authority was there and mandated to start having a competition. So from there, Do started the operation back in 2006. We have operated in a very challenging market that is more than 200% saturated and penetrated in terms of mobile services. We operate state-of-art technologies and infrastructure in terms of LTE and fiber to the home. And we are working in a country that has vibrant and diverse nations. Above more than 200 different nationalities are registered in our service and are getting services from Do. And as I said initially, this is all regulated by our telecom regulatory authority. Like others, we have a number of business challenges. And like others, in a very saturated market where we have more than 50% market share, the challenge moving forward and the fact that all telecom operators around the globe are facing the reality, and somehow we were in denial for the past couple of years that this cash cow of the voice revenue is declining, and we have got to start looking at other ways of becoming different. And guess what? Customer experience is a key pillar and is a key instrument for differentiation. However, like others, we have realized that we have some key business challenges. So with a diverse customer base and the fact that UAE has multicultures and it is a nation of less than 20% UAE nationals in that nation, and the majority are expats. So we are also impacted by this fact, and we have 80 to 20% ratio of expats to Emiratis that are the UAE nationals. Still, the voice channel as a support channel is the preference. So digital is not yet a mature channel. We have obviously low adoption of self-care. We have our customer service is an important differentiator, as I said earlier. And we have a challenge that we have adopted outsourcing to our customer service centers. We have 6 different service centers across 3 countries in 6 cities with 2 different partners, and the 3rd partner is Do operation, because we have 6 call centers, 2 in India, 2 in Egypt, and 2 in UAE. One of them is purely Emirati UAE nationals, female-based call center. We have realized that we have inconsistent knowledge, and we had several attempts as an organization to implement a knowledge base, and I will take you throughout my presentation through why we failed in the past 3 attempts to deliver a consistent knowledge base. Today, if you take a snapshot of one customer talking to 9 different agents, and you take that voice call recording system, you will realize that on the same topic, the 9 different agents are providing totally different information. So obviously, it was very clear to us that there is a demand for knowledge. We have diverse, as I said, call centers. We have above 60 retail shops. We have partners. We have franchisee model. And we have realized when we started to work again on this project that we have 11 different instances of knowledge bases across the organization and over 18 resources across the different functional silos that are updating silo knowledge bases. So we realized that we have to start working on a knowledge management solution. Again, this is from Linda's slides, and this was the one slide vision for us to go and start working on a cross-functional project, cross-functional transformational program to start implementing a knowledge base. And I would like to stop here. I think when we say knowledge base, we don't give justice to the knowledge management and we don't give justice to eGain. I'm not here on a sales pitch for eGain, but I would like to say that it's very critical and it's very important to realize that you need to start transforming as an organization from a standard organization to a knowledge-based organization. And you need, when start thinking of implementing an organizational level knowledge management solution, that this is a transformational program. And you really need to start thinking about changing your mindset and changing the way you are approaching knowledge. So we have defined sort of key drivers for implementing this cross-functional transformational program. And as I said initially, there are business goals around one consistent knowledge base and one consistent source of truth. And we set to ourselves a goal that we would like every agent at every channel, in every interaction with every customer to use that single source of truth. And like any other implementation and like any new idea, we wanted to build a business case for that. And we started looking at how would the business case look like and what sort of metrics and KPIs we would like to put in place in order to get the buy-in of putting the investment and of getting the approval to proceed with this project. So we realized that when we are talking about improving our customer experience, we would like to start by having happier agents. So we would like to enhance the agent experience. And we realized that when agents are frustrated and with an outsourced call center model with certain metrics with those partners around the average handling time, AHT is a key. With a poor agent trying to search the knowledge base, and in the best case, he would find for a specific article not less than 120 search results, long articles, and in the end, with a very strict AHT, that poor agent will end up not using any of those knowledge and will take a cheat sheet from his desk and will start answering. And here is the fact that with 9 different agents answering the same call, same topic for the same customer, we get totally different information. So I would like to repeat, we realized that to start by having a better customer experience, we would like to have a better agent satisfaction and happier agents that are more satisfied and happier to provide the information and improve the way they are serving our customers. So that's the employee experience and that's the customer experience, and there is a marriage between the two, and we cannot just be in denial and assume that we are going to be able to deliver a better customer experience without having a better agent experience. I've talked earlier about making sure that this is widely available across all different channels. So this is not only a solution for our call center, it's for our retail. We have a journey for the online, and we would like, regardless, whether you are going to the online channels, whether you are preferring a voice channel, whether you are walking to a retail store, whether it is a franchisee or do own, a partner or non-partner, we would like to make sure that everyone is accessing the same knowledge. And we realize that we cannot just wait, and we don't have the luxury of having to wait for 24 or 36 months of implementation. That's why we have to start thinking about doing something agile and getting the business benefit as soon as possible. The metrics that we have defined for the business case were around enhancement of CSAT, of Net Promoter Score, and we introduced something called agent satisfaction, and we have put some other metrics because we realized that if we want every agent to use this knowledge base in every interaction with every customer, we would like to make sure that we put aggressive plan to enhance the adoption of the knowledge management, and we need to make sure that we have a lot of carrots and some stick to make sure that everyone is using the knowledge management religiously. Why eGain? So again, I don't want to say that this is not a sales pitch for eGain, but I would like to say that we have gone through a comprehensive process. We started with request for information, inviting around 12 different vendors. Then from there, we have shortlisted some vendors, and from there, we have floated an RFP to 5 vendors, and then we have shortlisted 3 out of the 5, and we did reference visits, and we were convinced from what we have seen from EE as a reference, and from what we have seen from eGain value, not only from a system implementation, but also from the knowledge in helping do transforming to a knowledge-based organization. So we decided to proceed with eGain and Cisco because our call center technology is also coming from Cisco systems. We are in London, and we have very complex tube network in London, and believe me, our project is as complex as the tube network in London City. However, with the help of Linda and the help of eGain transformation team and the countless support that we got from eGain team, we have managed to simplify it, and we've managed to link the dots across the entire organization, and we have managed to get everybody on the same page that I have just presented to you. So we have knowledge management strategy, knowledge management structure, governance, and culture. And I would like to stop here. This project is not a one-time project that you would like to migrate. Okay, you will spend probably 12 to 18 months to migrate the knowledge or to create it from scratch. It doesn't matter. I will come to this shortly. However, if you stop there and if you don't think clearly and consciously about establishing a knowledge culture and establishing a governance body and establishing an organization that looks after the knowledge from the knowledge creation, curation, publishing, authoring, and maintenance, then guess what? Someone else is going to come 2 years down the road and justify to the management that there is a need for another knowledge management project, and then the cycle will never stop. So we realized that we have to have that set up in place, and we established a knowledge management organization. We have also established something called KLM. It's not the airlines, it's knowledge lifecycle management. And we realized that there is a marriage between the KLM and the PLM, the product lifecycle management. And we put strict rules in making sure that no product launch is going to be guaranteed and signed off unless the required knowledge management information is available, and unless the KLM process is followed, and unless we get sign off from the knowledge management team. We are moving as an organization from bureaucracy to become more lean organization. However, there are certain things that we decided as an organization we cannot compromise. Building the knowledge is another story. We had number of knowledge bases. The most reliable knowledge base is the one that is used by the call center, and we decided that we are going to look at the information in that knowledge base. So when we started looking at the information in that knowledge base, and when we decided from an adoption, from a strategy for deployment that we are going to go for artificial intelligence, or what we call a guided help, we realized that this information is worthless. And taking from following on what Linda has just said, that we had to decide how to start and from where to start. And we analyzed the different contact drivers, and we realized that there are 11 different contact drivers, and we were struggling to see where to start. That process started in May 2016. By July, when we started the 7 days journey, it was not a 7 days journey, it was a couple of months. By July timeframe, it was the summer season, and roaming is a very hot topic. And I said initially 80-20, non-Emirati, Emirati, that means we have 80 prepaid, 20 postpaid, and postpaid is the high ARPU kind of customers, and roaming is a problem area. So we said we will achieve 2 in 1, and we decided to start with the roaming. And we started the journey of roaming knowledge sprint. Can someone tell me how many weeks it took us? Can someone guess how many weeks it took us to engineer and to come up with a knowledge sprint? Anyone?
32.
32 weeks?
Yeah.
We wouldn't be here today.
So smart.
Another guess? Okay, it was 10 weeks with a very dedicated team. And towards the end of the 10 weeks, we realized that we made the wrong start. We started with our product managers, and we decided to leave the training team towards the end. And by the end of the journey, we realized that for the next cycle, we should start from the training team, because we had outdated information at the product managers, and we had more up-to-date information at our training department. So we have done our roaming sprint, and we decided to proceed with a cloud-based implementation from eGain to start engaging with the customers with a beta release. And we moved on with billing and charging and recharges. And we did our first release that I will talk to you about soon, with those 3 knowledge sprint and few other areas. As we speak, we're working on some other stuff that I will take you through. The other aspect is the user interface. And going back to the previous one slide for the vision, we wanted to have a happier customer, happier agents, and more satisfied agents. So we engaged our agents in the user interface development. We did brainstorming session with them. We took their input. We realized that, for example, our Emirati call center that is based in the eastern part of UAE, we realized that the agents there that are serving the 20% postpaid Emiratis from our customer base are using Google Translate to translate from the knowledge base in English to Arabic. And we then put it as a must-have requirement for the launch to make sure that our user interface supports both English and Arabic. And there are many other ideas that came from the agents who felt that they are designing the user interface themselves, because we spent 2 days just brainstorming and taking their input and ideas. We had another stream for the chat, and in that stream, we had lots of effort, countless hours of journey analysis to figure out where to start. And obviously, we didn't have any web chat operations, so we don't understand and we don't know the capacity dimensioning. And we decided to start consciously, and that was the advice that came from eGain, to start with proactive chat and analyzing the journeys, getting some data from our website, we realized that there are 5 problem area journeys that we would like to start with, and that was part of our initial release. As we move forward in our roadmap, we are planning to have reactive and more authenticated chat. Consumer email, before this release, if you go and visit www.do.ae, you would realize that you will find specific named email addresses. And we wanted to move from there to web form emails. Obviously, in the long run, we would like to use more of interaction in terms of a chat and less of an email, but we are not yet there. So we started by eliminating the email addresses, and we have adopted the web forms, and we started with enterprise email, and we are moving forward with consumer. Social, we are in discussion. We haven't launched anything yet. CRM integration, we decided that we will start launching this as a standalone. As we speak, we are working on the CRM integration. In terms of a platform, although we have realized as an organization, this is not just a system implementation project, it's a complete transformation, yet I have to admit that this was a very heavy technical implementation project, and this adds to the complex roadmap of this project. As I said, we have so far launched release 1, and we are continuing as we speak. Where we are today. So, this young girl is the Siri of Do that we are looking up to. I will introduce you to Labiba. We're not saying it's not Albert Einstein, but it has a background from UAE culture and from the Middle East culture. So in terms of a digital experience, we had the achievement related to Ask Labiba Knowledge Hub. If you bear with me, I'll introduce you, as I said, to Labiba. We did agents interview. We developed user interface that our agents felt that they have designed it. We did journey mapping. We did stakeholders workshop. We did end user testing. In terms of online inquiry, we have introduced live chat. In terms of web forms, we have, as I said in the previous slide, we have introduced mail. We have eliminated email addresses. We have introduced web forms, and we are moving in the journey of introducing more automated business or enterprise-based and consumer-based email. We have continued in our journey to improve agent experience, and I don't want to keep repeating myself. We have engaged the agents in this, and I would like to leave you with this 3-minute video to tell you how we introduced.
Hello, welcome to the New Knowledge Hub. I'm here with Labiba to help you understand and navigate through the New Knowledge Hub effortlessly, so you can better assist our customers. Because the happier our customers are, the happier our world will be. On that note, let's get started. This is your homepage. We've combined all important information in one place, so you don't need to spend much time searching for it. Accessing data is now easier and faster than before. Once you log in to the Knowledge Hub, you'll automatically see important notifications. You'll also be alerted about any essential updates right in the middle of your screen. You'll then be able to choose to read it now or simply close the window and read it later. You won't need to worry about searching for these updates again. They'll reappear automatically during your next login. Also look out for important alerts in the notification box right here. When you receive an inquiry, all necessary details of the customer will appear on the left in the Customer Hub section. The Customer Hub shows useful diagnostics. If the call gets disconnected, for example, or when the customer calls back about the same issue, the session can be continued right from where it ended, without the need for going through the same questions all over again. We've also optimized searches on this new tool, so if a customer has any inquiry about, say, roaming, you have 2 ways of resolving the issue, using the global search or by clicking on the Browse Topics icon. With the global search, you can enter keywords, phrases, sentences, or questions simply by typing into the What are you looking for field. Once you start typing, you'll see suggested topics appearing underneath, the same way you'd search in Google. Clicking on one of the auto suggestions will take you straight to the appropriate page. For example, when you type in easy roaming, suggested topics will appear in the drop-down menu, like activation or cancellation. If you then click on activation, you'll see suggested questions, such as how can I activate easy roaming? Simply click on the question and you'll be able to answer the query quickly and effectively. The second way of resolving customers' issues is by using the Browse Topics icon on the home page. Simply click and it will display the related results. Both ways will lead you to the guided help. By answering a series of easy questions, you're now able to get a short and precise answer for our customers. You can also find supporting materials information below some of the questions, which can be expanded or collapsed depending on your needs, and is helpful in answering their queries. Next are these tabs right here. The default selection will always display the top trending inquiries. You can switch and select between the latest inquiries and update inquiries tabs. Should you need a little more info on an inquiry without clicking on it, simply hover your cursor over it, and a short extract and last modified date will appear. The new Knowledge Hub answers your questions, so it's easy to explain the solution to the customer. An answer and then Did You Know section with extra information is there should you need it. The new Knowledge Hub allows you to send feedback or suggestions about articles, as well as rate them with just one click. Your comments will be addressed to one centralized team, so you don't have to liaise with multiple experts. I hope this tutorial was easy to follow and that it will help you to better respond to our customers. And remember, happy customers, happy world.
So in terms of release 0 number 1, release 1, we have launched the web chat, we have introduced the web forms and enterprise mail, and we have launched 3 knowledge sprints: roaming, billing and charging, and recharge sprints. And that has taken massive amount of work because we had to recreate the knowledge, and as I said, the roaming sprint was the easiest. It took us 10 weeks to come up with the roaming knowledge sprint. The billing took a little bit longer. Recharges was somehow similar to the roaming sprint. And we have introduced also the knowledge lifecycle management. I would like you to remember the last slide that was a bit complex that Linda has mentioned about the activities and getting ready to launch. We used to have, for the past 6 months, we have been having daily Scrum every day in the morning. For the past 3 months, we are having a daily Scrum in the morning, and towards the end of the day, we have a stand-up meeting. And we have all sorts of actions across all those different streams with multifunctional team across the entire organization, cross-functional, with an engagement of the main sponsor, who is our Chief Commercial Officer. This is our executive sponsor for this, taking decisions on the spot during the daily Scrum, making sure that everyone is aligned and everyone is on the same page. We have done agent training across different call centers. We had to fly our trainers to train the different trainers at the different partners' sites. And we have defined our KPIs and metrics. We did lots of briefing workshops for the stakeholders. And last but not least, we realized that we have to associate this with a character that the agents and the customer-facing individuals are going to relate to. And from there, we have introduced Labiba, that I will talk to you about soon. And we have also introduced an incentive scheme because we wanted to have lots of carrot to reward for a better usage and better feedback related to the knowledge. And we have made it a key rule that we are not going to go live without making sure that we are able to measure the success. And from there, we had the basic dashboards and metrics available. As we speak, we have manual interpretation of raw data, as our analytics server is still work in progress, but we didn't want to postpone the launch until the analytics server is ready, and we made sure that we had an interim solution for that. So who's Labiba? Labiba comes from the Arabic word lub, which means a brain. She looks smart and brainy, doesn't she? So she is a brainy cartoon character from the old generation 2 decades ago. It was an Arabic cartoon that has answers to everything. And we didn't make a top-down decision to use Labiba as a character and to invent that character for Do, but we did lots of agent surveys and we did lots of, let's say, focus groups, and we came up with this character. Not only that, but we did launch events, very engaging launch events across the different call centers. The last launch event was at our retail annual ceremony that we have done Thursday Thursday last week. And before that, we had done 2 launch events in Egypt sites in Alexandria and Cairo. And before that, we have done 2 launch events in Indore and Mumbai sites. And we have done another 2 launch events in UAE call centers. And we have realized from those launch events that the agents were hungry for a consistent knowledge base. And from interviewing different agents, we could see the amount of excitement we had in the agents. We have seen a variance between different partners. So some of the partners were very engaged with us in the branding and launch ceremony, wearing the T-shirts and having lots of good engagement sessions. But the other partners were really very prepared, to the level that this girl that you can see in the slide, she made herself looking like Labiba, and she has done for us 45 minutes presentation about our knowledge base, to the level that the project team themselves did not have that amount of insights about the tool as much as she has. And what we have done also through the launch events, we had identified subject matter experts from the different call center locations to become advocates and to become on a rotating basis supporting A, the creation of the knowledge, working with the project team, B, becoming the advocates to drive the engagement and to make sure the adoption of Labiba and our knowledge base is happening as we aim. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's your good name?
My name is Abbas Pipariawala.
Nice talking to you, Abbas. My name is
Thank you.
Hanadi. I
Yes.
wanted to have some feedback from you since you started using Labiba.
Yes. So I just started using Labiba, and the good thing about is like there are various questions about the Labiba. So like whatever the probing is there, that becomes easy with the help of Labiba. So whatever the probing question, we can find all the thing in details. So it's a good thing, and there are many various good points are there about the Labiba which are using. And like it's a good invention which are done by the Do. So
How many
I'm happy
calls
with
you
that.
have answered using Labiba today?
Today generally currently we have the roaming and billing, the option is updated in that. So I have like 5 to 6 calls I have updated.
Excellent.
Answered.
And did you find it useful?
Yes, I find it's
You
easy and
found
quite.
answers to all questions.
Yes, I almost found all the answers. Yes.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And as I said at the very beginning, we made it an agreement across all different stakeholders that we are not pushing the button and we're not going live without being able to measure the success. To date, we have very useful feedback and comments, and we started receiving even comments related to some missing content based on our customer call center agents' feedback. What we have learned, as I said at the very beginning, we have learned that we cannot just continue doing this like all other waterfall classical projects, and we realized that we have to go agile. We realized that we have to set up our processes to support agile way of working, and we realized that this is a very complex program and it cannot be managed as a normal project. It's a very cross-functional and it's a key transformational program. We have realized also that our training team is very resourceful when it comes to the knowledge, so we engage them at the very beginning. What we have done well, we have gained tangible executive support and commitment. This project is chaired by our Chief Commercial Officer and has the visibility of the CEO. We have done number of excos at a CEO level, and the entire organization is aware of this. And we have demonstrated the benefits of agile delivery, and we got the buy-in, although we got some resistance from some of our technical departments that were against an agile delivery, but we got the buy-in from the top management. And we have developed a very effective change management. You would find everyone in the organization aware of who is Labiba. If you go to the Snapchat, you would find that, and if you are in Dubai, you would find when Do celebrating its 10 years of success, you would find Labiba character as another important reason for the celebration. What's next? We have a long journey, and we are engaging our partners in this journey. We are engaging the entire organization, and we're getting endless support from eGain to make sure that we are keeping the momentum and we are driving this throughout. I would like to leave you with the last.
Good afternoon, welcome to Do Business. This is Marina. How may I assist you? Welcome to Do Business. This is Nermin. How may I assist you?
مساء الخير، مرحبا بك في مركز خدمة عملاء دوم. محمد معك، ازاي اقدر اساعدك
مساء
اليوم؟
الخير، معك مها. كيف اقدر اساعدك اليوم؟ Welcome to Do Business. This is Justina. How may I assist you?
لحظات معايا.
Okay, please wait.
لحظات معايا.
لحظات معايا. Thank you for calling Do Business. Please أنا جدا بعتذر منك. Good evening. Welcome to Do Business. This is Nermin. How may I assist you?
مساء الخير، مرحبا بك في مركز خدمة عملاء دوم. محمد معك، ازاي اقدر اساعدك اليوم؟
مساء الخير، مرحبا بك في دور المؤسسات. معك مها. كيف اقدر اساعدك اليوم؟
اتمنى لك ان شاء الله يوم سعيد.
Thank you for calling Do Business. Stay connected.
أقوم بتحويل المكالمة لاستطلاع رأي حول ممثل خدمة عملاء.
With our interaction in this call, أنا بين رقم 1 أقل تقييما لأداء الموظف، ورقم 4 بكل أعلى تقييم. Thank you. Thank you so much. شكرا. شكرا بألف سلامة يا رب. شكرا على راحتي، أسعدتني.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just before we break for coffee, I'd like to announce the second of our social prize winners. So the winner of the prize for the tweet that made us laugh the most is a gentleman called Ricardus Kupris, Kuprys, and his handle is at A0_GB. And we did, oh, sorry, we managed it. Hey, thank you, well done. So I guess you don't need me to read over it, but this made us laugh. Feels like there's a need, and there's the door, which is up there. There's knowledge and technology, #eGain. However, well, isn't the door a little bit too high to reach? Richard, you have won a set of Bose headphones. So if you'd like to come down. Are you in the audience? Are you here? I can't see you if you are. Are you here? Okay. We'll get in touch with you and you can come down and pick up your prize at the registration desk. Time for coffee, ladies and gentlemen, downstairs in the demo lounge, and we will see you back here in about 25 minutes. Thank you. Bye.